Bismillah. So last time we reached ayah number 30 of Surat Al-Kahf. Let's see. Okay, the ayah before it was discussing the torture of the people in heaven and in hell, hellfire. And then now we're gonna discuss the people who are the believer. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات إنا لا نضيع أجر من أحسن عملا. So here Allah is saying the people who believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they did good deeds, we will not waste whatever they did from a good job or good deed. That we never waste this good deed. And subhanAllah, it's like a promise Allah has given us that anything you do of deed, whether it's a small or big, if you do it with ihsan and if you do it while you are believing in Allah and you're doing something that beneficial. Salihat here is something good, something is not like only simple charity. Salihat is like you're fixing something. In Arabic, aslaha is like fixing something or make something better. Like for example, even in the simplest things you can do in your life. If you fix something broken, if you remove something from the road that could, like for example, be an obstacle in front of people, anything you do that you fix something to a better state is considered amal al-salihat, doing a good deed in general. And all of that, Allah is counted for you, is counting all of these deeds for you. Even if you think it does not matter, it's not a big deal, it's not something you do it without like paying attention to it. But actually, all of that is accumulating for you that you can see it in Hayat al-Dunya and you can see it in the life after. And Allah is promising that this will never be wasted. It's all gonna be counted. And you will be rewarded toward it. Then Allah is saying, أولئك لهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتهم الأنهار. Those people, they will have جنات عدن. جنات عدن is like the heaven that they have. And a specific character of this Jannat is the rivers are flowing under their feet. Okay? And you can notice that this ayah has been repeated multiple times in Qur'an. And subhanAllah, one of the reflection that one of the scholar has been thinking about is that in the old times, the kings of the countries and the people with the high status, they always used to live to a places that near to river. So anyone who was used to live near to a river that considered a rich one or someone very wealthy and a blessed one, because you will have easy access to water and so on and washing things and everything. So it's kind of it's a metaphor of a high blessing that you have. Even though like you can have these things, but sometimes even in life, like for example, imagine your life. Sometimes you might be living in a country that has lots of rivers and you're passing by a bridge, and then when you look down you will see a river flowing underneath. And subhanallah, Allah is giving us an example of the heaven with the things that we can see in our life here. So you can be able to comprehend how heaven is gonna look like. So subhanallah, like even sometimes when you're just going hiking or going just into nature and you notice that there is a river or something and you put your feet in it, for example, or you just go above it with if there is a bridge or something, it should remind you of the blessing that inshallah all of us will have in Jannah. And it's a nice feeling to see this kind of water running under your feet or so on. So this is one of the description of Al-Jannah, the heaven. Another thing is يحلون فيها من أساور. Okay? they are wearing, they're gonna be wearing, someone gonna give them bracelets out of gold. Okay, يحلون here in Arabic, the original form of it is حلية. حلية is coming from something you wear as an accessory that makes you much prettier. Okay, حلية, you're gonna be much better looking when you wear it. So here Allah is saying يحلون. يحلون, that means they're not the one who's wearing. Someone gonna give it to them and they make them wear these bracelets. Okay? And out of gold. And we know that gold nowadays is considered one of the richest, like the most expensive things or materials we have in our life. ويلبسون ثيابا خضرا من سندس واستبرق. Okay, and they're gonna wear a green garment. Okay, من سندس واستبرق. So سندس واستبرق is different kind of silk. There is fine silk and like a thick silk. Okay, so all of them are the same meaning, but it's for same material, which is silk. And here when we focus about يلبسون, يلبسون, they will wear. No one, they will not give them, they will wear by themselves. Okay, so subhanallah, now when we think about it, is like, who's gonna give us the bracelets of gold? Someone gonna give this to us, and he gonna put the bracelets on us. And يلبسون is, we are wearing this one. And when we see like garment, it's like different type of clothes. It depends. خضرا, green. Why is it exactly green? When we think about it, in psychology, green indicate the color of happiness. That's why there's lots of hospitals. The gown of the hospital, or the walls of the hospital, they usually paint it in green. So it will give more comfort and calm and happiness to the patient who's going through pain, or they're afraid of the surgery, or so on. Another thing is, green is the color of nature. And when you go into nature, you really feel like a positive energy and so on. So it might be an indication that this is the color of being blessed, being relaxed, being calm, being happy. And another deep meaning of khudra, khudra in Arabic, that means something is alive. Something is let's say, well done. Khudran is something that has been mature, something has been ready. Let's say, when you have a planet or something that became very khudra. Khudra is mean like it's fully furnished. It's became very bright and fully grown. So maybe this is one of the things that have another indication, not only the color, but there is behind reflection in a more psychological state of mind, that the people in heaven, how their mentality is going to be. Because our clothes really reflect how we feel. Sometimes you feel like, I want to dress up all black because I'm not feeling that good, or maybe I'm going through different state of mind right now, or so on. So subhanallah, I think the colors have a really strong effect on us, on our personality, on our moods. And maybe this is how our mood's gonna be in heaven, inshallah. Okay, and harir is silk, is very soft one. Again, when you think about it, you're in heaven, you're wearing gold, something very shiny, the most expensive materials on earth, let's say, what we used to do, but to have. And you're wearing green, and this green are from silk, very soft on your skin. You can feel the luxury you will have in heaven, inshallah. You will feel the blessing that you have. We can do it here in dunya, but again, like in Jannah, it's gonna be an extreme level that we could never even imagine. But with that, Allah is trying to give us a resembling of the things that we used to have in dunya. but it's definitely gonna be like double that whatever we think about. Then متكئين فيها على الأرائك. متكئين فيها على الأرائك, that means they are comfortably sitting on the soft chairs. So أرائك in Arabic, it's not only chairs. If you remember, there used to be a bed with a sheet above of it, like the king's bed or the old people bed, who, like, like a throne, but it's a bed. So this type of things, we call it ara'ik. Okay, it's a more luxury, more comfortable kind of bed or a place to sit in. نعم الثواب وحسنت مرتفقة. So again, yeah, here متكئين فيها على الأرائك, that means a state of, you're gonna be calm, rested, comfortable. You don't need to work, you don't need to hustle, you don't need to overthink about things. It's the time for you to relax and get rewarded for the good deeds you did in حياة الدنيا. نعم الثواب وحسنت مرتفقة. What a blessed reward. ثواب, it's a reward. وحسنت مرتفقة, and what a pleasant resting place. مرتفقة here is not only a resting place. مرتفقة is coming from the original of رفيق. Rafiq is like a companion. Okay, so here Allah is saying حسنت مرتفقة is what a good companion, whatever it's the place, whatever the people there in heaven, whether you're gonna be with prophets, whether you're gonna be with angels, with Allah, inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the place that you're gonna be, the people, whether the place, the things that you're gonna be with is also important. Because if you were having all of these in Jannah or in heaven and you don't have anyone with you, you're just enjoying it, it's definitely gonna be a sad thing. So subhanallah, Allah here is focusing, is covering all aspects of the happiness of a human being. Is that the materialistic things and the mental state of how you're gonna be more comfortable and sitting on the comfortable chairs and beds, and the murtafaqa, who are your companion. Your companion, there is gonna be people, the people you like, the people you enjoy, Prophet, inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, angels, they gonna be in a companion with you. So inshallah, yani, it's covering all aspect of blessing, of barakah, of a reward, of a jaza wa thawab. May all of us, inshallah, be rewarded in Jannah. Okay, then we're gonna continue to the next story of the stories in Surat Al-Kahf. Let's see. Allah saying وَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ مَثَلًا رَجُلَيْنِ جَعَلْنَا لِأَحَدِهِمَا جَنَّتَيْنِ مِنْ أَعْنَابٍ وَحَفَفْنَاهُمَا بِنَخْلٍ وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَهُمَا زَرْعًا. Okay, so Allah is here tell Prophet Muhammad to tell the people. So there was actually the origin of this story that has been revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, because there was a poor people who there was disbeliever that Prophet Muhammad trying to do da'wah for them, and next to them there was like poor believers who didn't have that much money, and at the same time they used to smell. So the disbeliever mushrikun start to say to Prophet Muhammad, couldn't you stay away from them because they smell so bad, and these poor people and so on. And then subhanallah, at this time Allah revealed this story to Prophet Muhammad, and he told him to tell them with that story. So Allah is telling them, tell them the story of these two men. Mathala is coming like an example. Give them this example of these two men. We make for one of them 2 gardens, or let's say 2 farms. Okay, and Jannatain it means like a garden, or let's say a farm with borders, let's say, or it's very protected. Okay, so it's a big one. And these two farms has grapes من أعناب وحففناهما بنخل, and we surround them with palm trees. Okay, and we made, even between these two farms, we made lots of زرعة. زرعة, that means corn fields or so on, anything that has been farmed. Okay, both of these gardens or these farms آتت أكلها. كلتا الجنتين آتت أكلها. آتت أكلها, what does it mean? Is that it produces its fully capacity. So it's been growing, all of it, like a good season of farming. ولم تظلم منه شيئا. And we didn't fail or like do the injustice out of in any way. Okay, so none of them were unsuccessful in farming of these farms. وفجرنا خلالهما نهرا, and we made a stream of a flow or a river between them, go through them. Okay, فجرنا here is like we explode. Well, not explode, but like the start of a river is usually like this, you know, like the starting the river or so on. Yeah, that's Nahra. Okay, so it was like a great blessing that two farms with grapes and palms, and between them there is a river going through them, and they were very successful farming, full capacity of a good successful harvest season. وكان له ثمر فقال لصاحبه وهو يحاور أنا أكثر منك مالا وأعز نفرا. And he has, so one of them is the one who has the two gardens. Okay, the other one doesn't have anything. There's two men. Okay, one of them who had abundant of fruits. ثمرة, it means like something you have all the fruits, like the production of these two farms. And he talked to the other guy while he's talking to him. أنا أكثر منك مالا وأعز نفرا. He told him, I have more wealth, more money than you, and I have more pride. Let's say أعز, which is عزة. I have more pride than you, like I'm above you. Let's say I have a higher status than you. Okay, it's because of whatever he has out of wealth. He have all of this wealth and all of the blessing that Allah gives him. So now he start to tell him, it's like when you see it, it's like maybe he called him or they were friends, and he started to tell him, see how I have all of these. That means I have more money than you, which indicate that I have a higher status than you, or I have a higher pride than you. Nafara is like as a person. That means we're not the same. We're not equal as a human. I'm above you. Okay? ودخل جنته وهو ظالم لنفسه قال ما أظن أن تبيد هذه أبدا. So then he entered his garden, or let's say his farm, while he wronged himself, or he did injustice to himself. And he started to say, I do not think that this will ever go away. Tabida is like something going, all of it away, like all of it died, all of it going away. I don't think that all of this blessing that I have is gonna go away. I don't think this money is gonna go away. I don't think this wealth is gonna go away. Never. Abada. Okay? But let's discuss a little bit before we go to the other ayah. So subhanallah, now when we think about it, this is how we see sometimes in our life. Sometimes when you get that much of money, when you get that much of wealth, any type of wealth, it doesn't necessarily be money. Maybe you have, let's say, a high education. Maybe you have a car, a house, or so on. Sometimes this arrogance will start to affect us. And we will start to forget what is the original source that we get it from. It's all from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not from us. If Allah didn't allow us and give us this rizq, we could never have it. And subhanallah, there is another ayah Allah is mentioned it. Let me get it out 1 second. إنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم. Let's see it for a minute. Yeah, it's in Surat Al-Hujurat, ayah number. Oh, not this one. Yeah, Surah Al-Hadid, ayah number 20. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد. So Allah is saying, know or be aware that the life, the حياة الدنيا, the life of dunya is playing. له, also like having fun. وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال. تفاخر بينكم, that means having a pride between each other, or saying that I have this one more than you, or you have this, you don't. I have this, you don't have that thing. And subhanallah, now even when you look at the social media, everyone is like in a competition to show the things that he has better than the other one. If someone traveling somewhere classy, or someone going to a fancy restaurant, or someone having a car, someone having a new iPhone, let's say, everyone would rush to take a picture out of it and have this pride and tell people about it. And it's not totally wrong, but it's always important to focus on our intention. Why do we do this? Why do we need to tell people about the things we have? If it's the intention is about being grateful, being thankful, وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ, that I'm thanking Allah for it, I want to show people the blessing that Allah give me, that's really fine, that's really okay. But if it's a sign that, oh, come and look and see what I have, come and look and see what how wealthy I am, come and look and see what a different status I'm in, here it indicates a problem. And in psychology, this type of behavior indicates a shortness, indicate a lack in this personality, and they always need to seek attention, or they get value out of the materialistic things they have, which indicate that they don't have a real value, or they don't see the real value. They don't feel that they have this value until they have certain type of clothes, Chanel bag, they have this type of car, they have this type of traveling, or any type of luxury thing or materialistic thing. And once they don't have it, they will feel really depressed and low because they didn't see the value that they have. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they created us with value. We already value. If we are not valued, why would He create the heaven and earth for us? Why would He create the planet for us to eat from it, the animals to eat from it and ride it and enjoy looking at it? Why did He create the heaven to give us the rain? And then all of this life is actually for you as a human being. And Allah said, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, and we have honored people of Adam. So you already honored. Allah didn't say, if you are a believer, you will be honored. Allah didn't say, if you have cars, if you are rich, you're going to be honored. You're already honored. And then He said, وَلَقَدْ سَخَّرْنَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. He make all of these heaven and earth, skies and earth and everything in life for you. Don't you think that indicate kind of value to you as a human being? And why would Allah let the angels who worship Allah and do not do any mistakes or any sins to do sujood for Adam in the beginning of life. What type of qualities does Adam have? And we are sons and daughters of Adam. We are Bani Adam. Why do you think? Why did Allah ask them to do sujood, to bow down to us? Whether it's a physical one, whether it's a spiritual one. Bowing down is like submitting. Why Allah give us these qualities? Because we're already honored. Allah give us, it's like our birthright. We have it. You don't need the extra thing that Allah blessed you with to define you as a human being. To see if you're rich, then you are valued, you're worth it, then you deserve to be respected. No, you deserve to be respected and honored without any of these materialistic things. It has been created here for you to use it, not to make it as your title. To think that, yeah, if I have it then. And again, this is all about your mindset. If you think that my mindset is, if I have certain type of money in my bank account, if I have this type of car, if I have this type of bags and clothes and fancy stuff, that means, yeah, I'm a big deal in this world. Then this is how will people treat you. Your idea and beliefs will reflect in your life. But if you believe that all of this materialistic is here because I'm honored, because I deserve it, because Allah created it for me to enjoy it in this life and use it wisely and be grateful to Allah and use it to worship Allah, it does not define me. And here where are you gonna see how will people treat you? Again, it's all reflected on whatever you think about. I'm not saying that the money is not important. I'm not saying your status is not important. It's all important, but it does not define you as a human being. And this is why Allah is saying, لا فرق بين عربي ولا أعجمي إلا بالتقوى. I'm not sure is it an ayah or hadith. I'm gonna check it out. 1 second. Yeah, it's a hadith, sorry. So Rasul said, there is no difference between an Arab or a foreigner, whether it's a white or a black one, or any kind of different type of humans, unless with taqwa. Taqwa is fearing Allah. So, and subhanAllah, there is also another hadith, is like Allah is looking at our heart. It doesn't look at our clothes or at our status or how many we have. Allah is looking inside. Do you have a clear, pure heart, or do you hate people and cause harm to other people? This is what differentiates between us. This is what differentiates between a good person or a bad person, not the state of money. So here we can see in this story that he started to have this type of arrogance. I have money, I have all of these blessings, then that means I'm in a high status, that I will be arrogant, that come and see all of these blessings. And then you will start to be seeing yourself above of these people. You will not be humble. Okay? And again, it will cause lots of issues that you see yourself in a different status, and then you eventually gonna isolate yourself from other people because of all of the beliefs you choose to believe about yourself. Okay, and here Allah is saying, وَهُوَ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ, he did injustice to himself. Because of this choice, he is causing so much, or doing lots of wrong things toward himself. Okay? And to reach him to a point thinking that it's gonna last. And here the trick it is. So in the fitan of dunya, or the things that Allah given us and the blessing, sometimes we really became blinded of the whole concept of life. why Allah has given us this, what's our purpose in life, what's our message in life, what is the life after. We start to get occupied by all of these blessings and forget what is the real reason why we're here. So it's very important to focus when Allah blessing us with lots of money, lots of blessings and rewards. Stay. It could be a fitna, which means a test. For you are gonna stay in the right pathway that leads you to the heaven, inshallah, and the life after, or you're gonna let it occupy you and blind you from the real reason you are here in dunya. Then he started to think, وَمَا أَظُنُّ السَّاعَةَ قَائِمَةً وَلَئِنْ رُدِدتُّ إِلَىٰ رَبِّي لَأَجِدَنَّ خَيْرًا مِنْهَا مُنْقَلَبًا. Okay. Then he started to even disbelieve of the life after. He said, and I don't think that the last hour or the hour, which is like the life after, will ever come. Okay. And even if I go back to my Lord or to my God, I would certainly find something even better than whatever is here. Again, he started to think that he will stay here for unlimited time, because he saw all of these blessings and it lasts with him for a longer time. He thought it's gonna continue. Nothing's gonna change. And even if it's gonna change, I will still have even better things. So again, it's showing that he started to disbelieve of the life after because he gets so much occupied in Hayat dunya. Then قال له صاحبه وهو يحاوره أكفرت بالذي خلقك من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم سواك رجلا. So here his friend, the other guy who doesn't have the all of these materials and stuff, he started to tell him, like, while he's talking to him, did you disbelieve with the one who created you out of dust? Then he created you from a nutfa, a small drop of fluid, which is the embryo, the creation of the sperm and the egg. Then he made you into a man. So subhanallah, here it comes the importance of a good friend. A good friend will always catch you when you're going out of track, give you this advice, or try to wake you up from when he see you that you're going into a bad road. So here, even though like he's trying to be arrogant and so on, the other guy, he didn't say ignore him, or he didn't get mad, or he didn't do anything. He was feeling empathy at the same time. He's trying to give him that advice, like don't go into this world, and start to talk to him in logic. So he started to remind him of from the firstborn he was created, you have been created from dust. So you should be humble. Even if you reach to be the wealthiest person on earth, your origin is from dust. And who created you? Is Allah, the created. He is the one who created you out of nothing. So you should not do kufr or disbelieve with everything after Allah gave you all of this. So subhanallah, yani his friend is telling him from a very wisdom way that you were nothing one day. You were just a dust, and then you were nutfa, you were just a fluid, and then you became a man. And then you have this garden and farm and wealth and so on. So don't think too much about yourself. Allah is the one who created you from dust, and He can return you to this after you die, and then He can raise you up from dust again. So don't be arrogant. لكن هو الله ربي ولا أشرك بربي أحدا. But for me, this is his friend is talking, that Allah is my God, and I will never set any other partner with Him. Okay? Again, he is reminding him with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He is the greatest. He is the one who given us all of these type of things. Okay? ولولا إذ دخلت جنتك قلت ما شاء الله لا قوة إلا بالله إن ترني أنا أقل منك مالا وولدا. And here he's saying, even if you entered your heaven, or let's say your garden, and you said ما شاء Allah, which is by Allah's will, there is no power except from Allah. إن ترني أنا أقل منك مالا وولدا. Even if you see that I have less wealth and less, I don't have kids as you, okay? And again, you remember مالا وولدا, I think we mentioned it, or we're gonna mention it later on, when Allah said زينة الحياة الدنيا إنما المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا, which is the money and the kids are the zina, the beauty of life. Again, here Allah is mentioning the money and the wealth is the one that most of the time people brag about. Okay? So it's gonna be repeated again in Surat Al-Kahf, and we cannot see or compare what in the places that Allah mentioned. Okay, but although you see that they have less wealth and less offspring, or let's say kids than you, again He's reminding him that all of these things in your heaven is by Allah's will and by Allah's power. So He trying to return all of these things that you have to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the one who originate all of these to you. فعسى ربي أن يؤتيني خيرا من جنتك ويرسل عليها حسبانا من السماء فتصبح صعيدا زلقا. So here I hope my Lord, Allah, will give me something even better than you. You're trying to brag about whatever you have. You're trying to feel, to talk down to me because of the things you have. I wish that Allah will give me even better than what you have in your garden, or better than your garden or your farm, and send a thunderbolt, حسبانا, they say like something that can destroy your garden from the sky, so that it will become heaped to burn dust. سعيدا زلقا, that means it's like in a flat line, like it's all dead, so you will not even be able to reform it again. Okay. أو يصبح ماؤها غورا فلن تستطيع له طلبا, or its water will be sink so deep in the ground that you will not even be able to reach it again. So the river you have, or the water that's watering all of your farm, will be so deep inside the land, and you will not be able to be benefit from it. So what happened next? وأحيط بثمره فأصبح يقلب كفيه على ما أنفق فيها وهي خاوية على عروشها. وأحيط بثمره, that means his fruit were completely destroyed. أحيط is something covering from all sides. Okay? بثمره, the fruits or the things that has out of the farm. So he started to clap one hand with the other hand. You know the sign of like everything has gone when someone like clapping their hands, like يقلب كفيه is like guarding his palm or hand because of everything that he spent on it. على ما أنفق فيها وهي خاوية, while it's drop empty. على عروشها, all of it is empty. And he start to say يا ليتني لم أشرك بربي أحدا, and I wish that I did not do shirk or set up a partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? And here when you think about it, لم أشرك بربي أحدا, in what thing did he did shirk with Allah? He did shirk with Allah with the money and the kids and the blessing that he has. He considered them that they are the one that's gonna save him and last him for the whole life, and it's there. He make it much bigger than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why he did shirk. That's why now he regret to have shirk between all of the things that Allah given us, the money, the wealth, the status, that made him forget about Allah, or made him think that he gained this one by his effort, not by Allah who originated or He gave it to him. So sometimes we have this kind of shirk. We have this kind of worshipping things or thinking it's the original of the blessing that we have. And we forget that Allah is the one who's given us. And once we do so, Allah directly will take all of this blessing from us. Because you didn't do shirk, you didn't do shukr, or being grateful for it, and you had shirk. You start to be part in it with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It could be anything, by the way. It could be a kid that the mother is very attached to it. That because she is so attached to it, that she forget about that Allah is the one who created this kid for her. So eventually, or sometimes maybe Allah will take this kid from her. Maybe he will pass away or something bad happened to him. For her to remember to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If Allah can give you this kid, He can give you another one. It's all a game. Life is a game. You need to focus on the creator of the game, not the players of the game with you. Your kids is a player. Your family, everyone is a player in this game. You should not be focusing or distracted by the other actors or player that Allah created for you, and forget who gave it to you. Forget the main purpose and the main battle or test you're going through. When you do so, then be prepared to lose it all away. Okay, and this is what happened to the story of this man. And this is the wisdom that we're trying to get. Allah is mentioning for us this type of story to think and reflect how in my life I might be doing the same as this guy or this man in the story. What type of things that I have, I'm attached to it too much that I'm forgetting that Allah is the one who created for me, that Allah who has control over it, He can give it to me and take it away from me. In what type of things I feel that I cannot live without. In what type of things I believe it's my effort, it's my things, it will last forever. It's all a window for us to reflect and see. Don't think that we are clear out of all of these ideas. We might have some of these ideas. We might practice some of these acts, a similar one. And this is why we read Surat Al-Kahf every Friday, to remind ourselves, for us to be remembered. Am I doing same as of this guy in some way or form in my life? And it's a chance for us to repent and go back and do istighfar and realize it's everything in the hands of Allah. It's not by us. Allah guide us to have this idea, have this project, gain this money. But if Allah didn't give us this idea and this thinking, idea of money or so on, we would never have it. So again, and this is what Allah saying, asking, remember me, udhkuruni. We're remembering Allah in everything in our life. We are going back to Allah in everything, and this is tawbah, repenting, like going back, inaba, going back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything in our life. Okay. وَلَمْ تَكُنْ لَهُ فِئَةٌ يَنْصُرُونَهُ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ وَمَا كَانَ مُنْتَصِرًا. And he had no other force that would help him out without Allah, and he would never have victory again, because if it's gone, it's gone. Like he ran out of water, all of his garden went away. You don't have someone that you can seek help. He is more powerful than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when it's done, it's done. This is why you need to stick with the most powerful, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the whole universe. هنالك الولاية لله الحق هو خير ثوابا وخير عقبة. In this situation, the only protection, الولاية, who is your wali, is for Allah. The only truth wilaya is for Allah. Allah is your wali, the one who's taken care, in charge of you. هو خير ثوابا, he will give you the best ثواب and reward. وخير عقبة, عقبة is the final end, the outcomes. He will give you the best outcomes if you stick with him, if you believe that he is the original of anything, of everything. Okay. Yeah, here we're gonna come المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا. So I'm gonna keep it to the next week, inshallah, till even ayah number 45. So now,